This question often shows up in data engineering and data science interviews, because working with data usually means working with databases. You might be building dashboards, pulling features for a machine learning model, or cleaning millions of records sitting inside a database. So when an interviewer asks, how do you connect Python with SQL databases? They want to see if you can move data between storage and analysis efficiently. Step 1. Import libraries. To start, we need the right libraries. The most common one is SQLAlchemy, which works as a universal connector. Depending on the database, you may also use scikit-2 for PostgreSQL or MyPy for MySQL. These libraries let Python talk directly to your database server, just like an API for your data. Step 2. Create connection. Next, we create a connection. Think of it as opening a bridge between Python and your SQL engine. We define a connection string. This includes your database type: username, password, host, and port. Once that's done, SQLAlchemy helps us create an engine, which we'll use to send and receive data. Step 3. Execute queries. Now that we're connected, we can start reading or writing data using Pandas' built-in methods. For example, we can write a simple SQL query, say, to select customer ID, segment, and total spend from the customer table, and use read SQL to load the results directly into a Pandas DataFrame. This means you can run SQL and do your data analysis in the same environment. No manual exports, no CSV files. Step 4. Close connection. And finally, once your work is done, you always close the connection to release resources. In SQLAlchemy, you can call dispose on the engine. It's good practice, especially when running batch jobs or connecting to production databases. Now let's walk through the workflow in plain English. First, we import SQLAlchemy and Pandas. Then, we create an engine using our database connection details. For example, PostgreSQL running locally. Next, we define a SQL query. Maybe we're pulling all premium customers whose total spend is over 1,000. We send this query through Pandas' read SQL function, and just like that, the results come back as a clean data frame you can analyze instantly. If you need to write data back, say, saving your processed results or feature set, you can use SQL. Pandas takes care of inserting or replacing the data inside your target table. Connection options and best practices. Depending on the database you're using, you can switch between connectors: PostgreSQL for PostgreSQL, pymysql for MySQL, or even the lightweight SQLite 3 for SQL projects. A few best practices. Always use parameterised queries to prevent SQL injection, handle connection exceptions gracefully, and make sure to close connections when done, especially in pipelines. For instance, in one of our segmentation projects, we extracted over 2 million customer records directly from PostgreSQL for feature engineering. Using SQLAlchemy with Pandas made the whole workflow seamless. Data came straight from SQL into our analysis environment, ready for modeling. Every data science project eventually reaches a point where you need to fetch data from somewhere, and most of the time, that's a database. Knowing how to connect Python with SQL efficiently means you can automate reporting, scale feature pipelines, and move straight from raw data to insights without manual steps in between. It's not just a technical skill, it's a productivity superpower. So if you get this question in an interview, here's how I'd answer it. To connect Python with SQL databases, I usually use SQLAlchemy to manage connections. I define the connection string, create an engine, and then use Pandas read SQL to fetch data directly into a data frame. After processing, I can write it back using SQL. Finally, I always close the connection to free up resources. That's short, structured, and exactly what interviewers look for. It shows you understand the workflow end to end, not just the syntax.